Hi, my name is Beverly and I foster dogs for a couple rescue shelters. And having experienced the emotions of joy and heartbreak of taking care of these animals and seeing them rehabilitate, but also the sadness of having to let them go to a new place, I've come to really want, to need, to help these rescues find fosters, because that is their number one problem. They can't find enough fosters to take in these dogs that have no homes, and a lot of them are forced to get these dogs euthanized. And it's a big problem all across the world, and we just need a lot more fosters. A lot of these rescues, they don't have budget, so they really do rely on foster volunteers to help transition the dogs to finding their forever home. The more fosters we have, the easier it is for these rescues to help the dogs that they have to rescue. My current case right now of a dog that I have, Boaz, is really very dear to me, because it was just last week that a foster that had to take him over because there was some things in my life that I couldn't foster him. But he's been with me for the past 3 months, and recently the rescue had told me that he would have to be put down next week because of his aggression. And it was very hard for me to take. It just happened the last few days where they told me this would have to happen, and I absolutely could not let it happen. So I'm taking him back, and to really step up and try to give him what he deserves. But for that reason, the heartbreak that I felt when I was told that, that's the reason why rescues need more fosters, to give these dogs more options to move forward. A lot of rescues and shelters out there don't have the means or the resources to do any sort of marketing just beyond word of mouth. I really want to help these organizations, and a lot of fosters do not know where to go to find a dog that they can help. A lot of people have come and asked, where can I do what you're doing? Who can I talk to? And it would be helpful if there was a place where dog experts that has this knowledge can come and maybe post the video so these rescue shelters can look and see, you know what, this dog doesn't need to be put down. There is this option that may not cost a lot. There are ways to get this communication across. Please support Save a Pooch foster matching service. All right, Boaz, this is your new money. Can you jump? Can you jump? Come on, let's go. Go. Ready? Go. Wow.
I think we took in 4 dogs, older Shih Tzus, from the Toronto Animal Services, and they were in horrific shape, very bad health-wise, not socialized. And I think to see them being brought around to being happy, healthy dogs, that's the best experience of all, is to remind myself every day that I'm just part of their journey. I'm not the end of their journey. I just love to get them in good, balanced, emotionally and healthy, and then taking them to their new homes, their adopters. Sometimes it's sad, but that's the biggest reward, because you get the reward from the human end of it as well, to how much we fill people's lives. We still get letters and phone calls from adopters who tell us it's the best thing that's ever happened to them, and that they can't imagine their lives without the new dogs. So that's the best part of it. A lot of people are afraid to do it because they think they're not going to be able to give the dogs up.
Yeah.
And we have a joke in rescue saying that many of us have failed fostering 101 because we fall in love and don't think that we can live without them, so we do adopt them. But then we're lucky when those same people will find their room in their heart and their home to make room for just one more. And if you tell yourself, just one more, let me get one more out of a shelter, let me get one more off the street, and then you move on from there. And again, with the philosophy that you're not the end of their journey, you're the part of their journey to move them along to the next phase of their journey.
Speaking of stress, I foster dogs for rescues, and it's sad to see some of their stories.
Well, that's something we run into a lot.
So how do you feel treating animals
Well,
like that?
I mentioned the empathy thing. People have to understand what they've been through, or try to understand what they have really been through. And if the dogs or the cats have been through a lot of distressing situations, it's going to take time to recover. So there is a commitment when you start adopting dogs. You have to try to do things with that in mind, that they have been through a lot of trauma. And it will take some orientation, some serious orientation toward getting them better.
Thank you so much, Paul, for taking the time. So hey buddy, this is Sophie. And Sophie she was in a rescue, right?
Yes.
What's her story?
We got Sophie last summer, and she had been in 2 or 3 homes.
Oh wow.
And the last couple who had her for a couple of months, and she was needing a home. So when I heard the story, my heart just melted. I have a really soft spot for rescues. And we went up and we saw her, and I said, that's it, I'm taking her home. We fell in love with her.
Did she have any behavioral issues when you first
The
saw her?
only problem she had is, I'm not quite sure all her history, her back history, but she's afraid of men. So every time a man would approach her, she would bark, bark, bark. So, but it took her a while to get used to the guys here, and she's doing very well. Yeah, very, very well.
So you run the show here, don't you?
She does. She and Zoe run the show.
All right, so I want to tell you my Save a Pooch story, and hopefully it convinces you to go out and save a pooch. My wife and I were vacationing in the Cayman Islands, and we came across this stray dog, and we just instantly fell in love with her, and we decided to do something really crazy and not just bring back a t-shirt from the Cayman Islands, but bring back an actual dog. And I'll save all the story about how we got her here. There was a lot of challenges involved in getting her to the country, but we got her here, and we just absolutely knew that this was a dog for us, and we made the right decision. We named her Cayman, and it turned out she had heartworm, and if she weren't treated right away, she would have died. We took her to the vet, we got her treatments, and we spent 9 wonderful years with the most amazingly loyal, loving rescue pet. And I personally, that's where my heart is. My heart is in saving animals and helping animals that don't have another home and don't have someone to love them. Please, please support Save a Pooch. You'll be doing a wonderful thing for animals and for yourself.
Me and my family have rescued several dogs over the years, and I can't tell you what a rewarding experience it is. I sure hope that you will consider rescuing a dog that needs your help and supporting Save a Pooch.